Thor Voice AI directly integrates into the networks. Every call can pass through Thor directly. There is no app required. Voice and AI again in a new shape or form. Now's the time.
Welcome to the Fast Mode podcast series. I'm Tara Neil, and with me today is Martin Rückert, Chief AI Officer at Tallence AG. Tallence is a technology and management consultancy for complex digital transformation. They support organizations in modernizing legacy IT landscapes, building scalable digital platforms, and developing customer-centric products that generate measurable business value. Welcome back, Martin. Great to have you again on this episode.
Thanks, Tara. Glad to be here.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we spoke a lot about AI, and the knowledge graph and stuff in our last meeting. But this time around, we see a different topic, and I think this is really interesting. So we want to talk about the Thor Voice AI. Okay. So, so we want to know, how does this service, the Thor Voice AI, embed real-time AI assistance directly into live phone calls as a network native service? And how does it integrate with existing IMS, OSS, BSS, and CRM systems?
Exactly. Yes, that's an excellent question. So the point is, and I think that's new and really important in the current day and time right now. So Thor Voice AI directly integrates into the network. So it doesn't sit on top of it, like the OTT providers, like they put their app, if you so will, on top of the network, but Thor Voice AI sits directly in the network. So every call can pass through Thor directly. There is no app required. There's no new number. You don't have to install anything. So whenever you have a phone call and you, as a telco provider, you handle that call, you can connect that call directly to Thor Voice AI. So, and then it does the speech to text. We have our AI process the intent, and then we have the text to speech talk back to the audio line to the call, and that's because it's so integrated. It makes the full round trip like really fast. So that's already the feedback that we have from our first customers. So they say it's incredibly fast. And the connection to all the billing, to the routing systems, to their CRM platforms, if they want to use that, it's all connected directly to Thor Voice AI. So there is no big calling of some middleware systems, etc. It's directly connected, and that's what it makes it so attractive to telcos, because they don't need to handle several systems, because Thor abstracts that all away from them. They just need to integrate Thor Voice AI as one embedded intelligence voice layer. That's the great thing.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So when a call happens, right? I mean, I'm asking from a human point of view. When a call happens, does the caller know or notice that there is an AI assistant, in the background?
Yeah, the beauty of that is, that is entirely up to how the telcos want to build their voice products. So we are not really primarily providing them with the agents, and whether the agents announce themselves or that's already handled from outside of the call beforehand. That is completely up to them, and it's totally possible. We both know that in telco you have to say now an AI is listening to this phone call, and you are talking to an AI. But the main point is, we as the provider of Thor Voice AI, we do not create these agents primarily. It's up to the telco to build that, and Thor Voice AI enables them to build almost any voice AI enabled product for them.
Wow. So you did mention about, some of the services that are provided through these, AI agents, speech to text. This was something that you mentioned earlier. So what are the other, I mean, how does this speech to text service work? And what are other specific tasks that these AI agents perform once they join a call?
We work with a provider that builds these voice models specifically. So we are a European company, and then we start with European languages. Of course, English is also possible. But the beauty of that is, so we work very closely with that voice model provider, and we can influence how these models behave. So we're building them specifically for telco purposes. So, for instance, let's take support cases and call center situations. There's really important that a customer is able to provide, for instance, their customer number in a good way. And what we do there specifically is, so we have a semantic detection of when a customer starts talking and when they stop talking. So we don't, for instance, we don't have to wait for 1,000 milliseconds and then say, okay, now the customer's utterance has ended. And that now the agent can talk. We detect that automatically for these specific cases, because in a semantic way, you can derive much better when a customer has ended speaking their, for instance, their authentication number or their customer number, and then we end the turn immediately, and that technology makes it much more natural for the consumer to do that. And several other such technologies we employ and use with a partner of ours. And the main point and the message that we want our listeners to understand is that we abstract all that complexity of voice away from them, such that they don't have to deal with all these nitty-gritty technology related questions. We just make sure that dialogues are fluent, they're very immediate and feel very natural, like the voices sound appropriately and say also in a tonation, etc., sound correct to the situation that you as the telco provide that AI in. For instance, if a customer mentions a problem, then you don't sound with a super happy voice. You, of
Yeah.
course, like the voice sounds then credible and understanding, etc., etc. We abstract all that voice AI complexity away from the telcos, and they don't have to worry about that. So we make sure the voice capability as such is embedded into the platform, and they can just build their products on top of that without having to worry about models and semantic detection of turn ends, etc.
Okay. So, going to some of the other basics of it. If I'm a telco and I have this solution now, how does it change my call center experience for my call center employees?
Or you can have many voice products. I think that's the big opportunity right now for telcos. If they want to take away that business away from the over-the-top providers, then they need to be able to build several products. So with a call center agents just being one of them. So what you can also do, for instance, is you can have a personal assistant embedded in calls. Like if customers have a one-on-one conversation and they need some task being done by an AI, or they need real-time translation, for instance, they can, for instance, just say a wake word, and the assistant is enabled inside the call. So that's another product that you could build. So any voice-based product that requires voice AI, you can build with a Thor Voice AI as a telco yourself. And
Wow.
That's I think the positioning and the opportunity also.
So you mean like say I'm calling my friend, and so as a customer, right? Customer calling another customer, or the competitor's customer through my service provider. So my service provider can enable this service for me.
Exactly. That's the opportunity for telcos. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, any AI capability, right? In that sense, the unlimited number of AI capabilities, because, as we talk, we would need, assistance to understand exactly what the other party is saying and the right words I can say at that point, things like that.
Exactly. So any voice AI capability that you can currently think of, the telcos can build inside their network with Thor Voice AI. So call summarization of customer calls, tool calling. For instance, you have a discussion about a meeting and you want the voice AI to automatically add a calendar invite to your calendar. You can do that. If you're a small and medium business service and you normally would just have a voicemail box and you want a concierge system that handles calls intelligently for you and produces, let's say, meeting reservations or call, I don't know, routing if you're a small company that drives from one customer to another and you need to know where you need to drive for the next customer, that the voice AI, you can have that be planned for you automatically with your concierge system. So everything that people currently explore or which are already production use cases, with voice AI, you can build with Thor Voice AI as the telco, as a service to your customer.
Okay. So if I'm a telco, do I get a catalog and I can say, okay, I want A, B, and D, and E, maybe these services? Or is it that I take the entire suite and then it's up to my internal developers to, put these innovative use cases into practice?
That's the perfect question. Yeah, so we're making that as easy as possible for your internal developers or your business product teams to build these products yourself in a way that doesn't require all the nitty gritty
Yeah.
data science prompting methods and whatnot. So we handle all of that. You just say, okay, now I need a call to the CRM system and pull up the record of the customer who's calling, or I need to make produce a calendar invite. So that's all very easily and visually available for you to build your products as easy as possible. That's so you don't need to program anything beyond, I'd say, what people currently do in terms of process automation already.
And right. So when operators start deploying this, the amount, the volume of calls they'll be handling, with the service at the back end. So going back to that, what
Yeah.
carrier grade features does Thor offer for high availability, low latency, and of course to support that rapid rollout?
Yeah, here the beauty of the system is that Thor Voice AI is built on our product called Thor already, which is a carrier grade system that can handle calls and connect calls and record audio and playback audio and all of that. So that's already out on the market, and it's a really well established product. And Thor Voice AI builds on top of that framework. So what we add on top of Thor's carrier grade quality is really fast and really fluent language capabilities, so voice capabilities essentially. So that is what we're adding on top. The rest we just say inherit from the core product. So sub-second response times in voice, the natural feel of the voice capability, that is something that we add on top. The rest already exists per the Thor voice product.
Interesting. So, just a little while ago, we mentioned about, some of the services that telcos can innovatively roll out, like, enable their users to, sync their calendars,
Mhm.
maybe, forward their calls and all that. And like you mentioned rightly, this creates like unlimited monetization opportunities.
Exactly.
So, so what other services that that can drive monetization, and how's the monetization looking right now? I mean, in your early deployments and as you see more rollouts taking place.
Yeah. So the big opportunity, as you mentioned, is that telcos now can build voice AI products, which are directly natively integrated into the
Mm-hmm.
network. And that's the first positioning. Then, in terms of what products they could build, so what we're hearing, of course, is they are offering support center services and call center services to their respective customers. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something that we hear often.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have already discussions in this voice concierge domain where
Mm-hmm.
small companies need something that's better than just voicemail, more intelligent, but really
Mm-hmm.
easy to onboard. So they don't, like most of these people and these businesses are not very technical. So they have a phone number and they can operate a web browser, of course, but they don't want to make big configurations. So they can,
Mm-hmm.
for instance, these telcos that we're talking to, they want to easily enable this onboarding for their respective SMB customers. So probably just enter an email and the connection to their Google account, so they can connect their Google Calendar, and that's as far as the configuration of these products should go for this customer segment. And that's what they find super attractive. And the possibilities are theoretically endless. But so most telcos that we talk to right now are looking at support center situations
Mm-hmm.
where they operate the call center, and the voice enablement of that, so call deflection and answering questions before they are rerouted in the worst case to a human being. And the concierge situation, and that's something that is also really attractive, because I know how it's in I don't know what many other international countries, but in Germany, almost any small medium business still has a phone number.
Mm-hmm.
So and
Yeah.
it's underutilized, but it's there, and many people just call these SMB services, so they don't have web pages or something, or they hardly read their emails. So it's all through the good old phone line, and now the time is there to renovate that.
Mm-hmm. Wow, interesting. So telcos can basically take this service and brand it as their own, give it like some
Exactly.
nice branding. Yeah.
Yeah,
So they have like different small add-on services that customers can subscribe to.
exactly. Yeah, that's the opportunity.
Wow, this really interesting, and I guess with all the with these AI capabilities at the back supporting this, you also will be able to provide operators some level of insights or intelligence that enables them to improve their services as well. Because at the back you're collecting so much data, right? So is this some value? Can this deliver value to telcos?
We can, of course, influence their own product building with years of experience in building voice AI and AI products in general.
Mm-hmm.
But the operation of Thor, that's what we have learned since we launched the product, is that they want to operate this completely within their premises. So even let's say on their own physical hardware or hosted by their vendors of choice. So we as Tallence are providing the product and we're helping them to set that up, but we're not collecting data because that's like in a heavily regulated industry
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
such as telco. That's also maybe legally impossible. And so we provide the core product, and so early stage, only on the market officially since MWC, but we see that telcos want to operate this themselves and also are able to control end to end, for instance, the availability of the system. So if it can happen if you run that from the cloud, then for instance one part of the system is not available anymore, and then the telco is left out in the desert with having a non-functional product. So that's why they want to control that themselves also, with respect to the sovereignty
Of
discussion that's
course.
going
Yeah.
on currently. So that's what we hear theoretically and practically as well. We as Tallence would also offer that from the cloud. But so far, what we hear from the market is that they want to operate it themselves. Hence, we are not collecting any data. It's all super
Okay.
private and secure within the telco, within that customer. We don't collect any data.
Okay. So basically, if they want, they can harvest their own data and then find their own insights if they want to, use this, whatever that's learned from all the voice conversations that take place.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Okay. Fair, I guess. Yeah, you're giving them the product, and the opportunities from there are limitless. So it's up to them to what level they want to bring this to.
Exactly. It's a framework and it's a product to enable telcos to build their own voice AI products. I think that's really the big opportunity right now, because voice is underutilized, as we all
Yeah.
know, in telco these days. And now the opportunity is win back market share by embedding AI directly into, let's say, the voice modality. And I could easily envision something where potentially, like now we're talking, okay, you call a phone number, and then you are either connected directly to an AI or you add the AI into another call. But since everyone already has a phone, why not make that
Yeah.
directly your connection to the AI? I can totally envision a future where probably you just press a button, you're directly connected to the AI, and that sits within the telco network. That's so you don't have to have this abstraction of having a specific call. Like in the background can still be a call,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be in the customer's perspective a phone number that you call or something like that.
Yeah. Awesome. I think, you summarized it very well. When you said voice is underutilized and also undermonetized.
Under
So,
monetized, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we are getting there. Well, yeah, awesome, Martin. And I guess, we are at the end of our session today. So thank you so much for sharing about Thor Voice AI. So it's a new product that just came out at MWC, isn't
Exactly.
it?
We just
All
launched
right.
it, and now we're building it or implementing it at the first customers, and we're learning as we go. But everything that we hear is now's the time to monetize, as you said. So voice and AI again in a new shape or form. Now's the time.
Well, all the best to the team. And
Thank
I
you.
hope when we connect again, we can hear more deployment stories for Thor AI.
Happy to provide that. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And to everyone tuning in, thank you guys for listening. If you want to learn more, visit www.tallence.com and follow us for more updates and insights as we continue to uncover the latest in technology and telecommunications. See you in our next session. Bye bye.